What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to do a stimulus package, stimulus check update. We're going to talk about Nancy Pelosi, her narrow victory for speakership. So she did get reelected as speaker. We'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about some of the banks that have started processing stimulus checks. A lot of people have received their stimulus checks already, but I'm just going to give you the compiled list that I have of different banks that have started processing. We're also going to take a look at the Georgia race and the $2,000 stimulus checks because they kind of go hand in hand. $2,000 stimulus checks, stimulus package as a whole. We're all looking at the Georgia race at this point. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And I also want to mention that I've created a whole new channel. It's the TEC Show Live. I want to do my live streams over there because when I do them here, it hurts the YouTube algorithm. So it hurts the views on the channel. So I've created a whole separate channel, same topic, but all we're going to be doing is live stream. So we'll be doing Q&A and all that. So please go over there, subscribe to the channel, and we'll have more content coming out very, very soon. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Nancy Pelosi. She did win her speakership. So she has it for another 2 years. She'll be the Speaker of the House. And she beat Kevin McCarthy. So it was 216 votes for Pelosi and 209 votes for Kevin McCarthy. If you don't know, Kevin McCarthy is the minority leader in the House. He is a Republican. Being that the House is majority Democrat, that's the main reason why Nancy Pelosi keeps winning. You did have some progressives that said that they weren't going to vote for Nancy Pelosi, or they were trying to get someone else in there, but it didn't work out. And a lot of them decided to go with Nancy Pelosi anyway. Nancy Pelosi carries a lot of power, okay? They were upset with the whole way things were negotiated as far as the stimulus package and all that. But ultimately, they voted for Nancy Pelosi again. I think this is going to be Nancy Pelosi's last term as Speaker. And I've always said this, Speaker of the House, the most powerful position in U.S. government because she carries the purse. She has the money. And so that's very important. Okay, so now let's talk about the banks. What banks have started to process the stimulus checks? And so we're going to take a look at this list here. And I told you guys about Bank of America. I told you guys about Wells Fargo, PNC Bank, Navy Federal Credit Union, U.S. Bank, SunTrust. Now, I should note this. Just because I'm putting these banks out here doesn't mean that they've processed your stimulus check. You might not have received your stimulus check and you might bank with Wells Fargo. That just means that they're in the process of getting it to you. But I'm just letting you know that people have confirmed with me that they bank with Wells Fargo, for example, and they've received their stimulus check. All right, Marine Credit Union. Now, this is pending January 4th, so that means today people have told me that they've seen a pending, and it says that they will receive their money on January 4th. So today, that's good. Chase Bank, Direct Express, same thing. For some people, now some people, Direct Express, they've already received their stimulus check, but January 4th is the date there. Trustmark here, Trustmark National Bank, TD Bank, Woodforest National Bank. Some of these banks I've never heard of. I have Bank of America on there twice, but those are the banks that I've talked to people and they've told me, yes, you know what, I received my stimulus check and it's come from that bank. So that's the list that I have so far of all the banks that have started to process stimulus checks. Now, like I said, your bank might not be on that list and you already received your stimulus check. These are just people that I've talked to and they've told me, yes, you know what, I bank with this bank and they've sent out the stimulus checks. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. Another thing you can do is you can contact the bank. Now, I know they're probably getting bombarded right now with people calling, asking about stimulus checks, but you can contact your bank to see if they've started to process. The IRS has sent out a lot of checks already, so you might be on that list. Okay, one thing I do want to talk about before I go into the Georgia race, I want to talk about scammers. Again, make sure if you're getting text messages, emails, the IRS does not send things to you, okay? They're not going to send information out asking for further information. So if they're asking for your bank account, your social security number, all that information, do not provide that via text, via email. The IRS has the Get My Payment portal. They will open that up in a couple of days, hopefully, and they will allow you to go on there if you want to make changes to your banking information and things like that. So the IRS is not going to reach out to you via email or via text. So if you receive anything like that, it might look official. It might have a link. It looks like it's officially going to the IRS. Do not click on the link. That information, I'm going to do a separate video, and I'll probably post that later today, where I'll show you what to do if you receive any information like a text and stuff like that, what you can do with that in order to help the IRS combat against these scammers. But just please do not text messages, emails, do not respond to those because they are not from the IRS. Okay, so let's talk about this Georgia race. And I know Georgia, you guys thinking, well, why is Georgia? Why does it matter? Well, I'm going to explain to you why it matters. It's very, very important. So you have 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats running in this runoff. Now, if the 2 Democrats win in Georgia, then guess what? Power goes over to the Democrats in the Senate. And that's very key because we know Mitch McConnell, we just saw Mitch McConnell hold up the $2,000 stimulus check, refused to bring it to the floor. So now if you switch and he loses his power and Chuck Schumer comes in as the leader of the Senate, we know Chuck Schumer is in favor of $2,000 stimulus checks. So that would mean that it's very likely that he would bring that to the floor. And so that's why this Georgia race is key. And so everyone's watching the Georgia race. They know that this is one of those situations where if you can get Mitch McConnell out of power in the Senate, you'll have an open road to getting some stuff done. Now, if this doesn't happen and Mitch McConnell remains the majority leader in the Senate, we're looking at pretty much nothing happening for the next 2 years at least, because he will just stonewall everything, and he's not going to want to move on anything. We're talking about another stimulus package. He's not going to want to move on another stimulus package. Stimulus checks, we already saw what he wants to do with stimulus checks. He doesn't want to move on that at all. So it's going to be tough for President-elect Joe Biden when he becomes president to get anything done if Mitch McConnell is still there as the majority leader. So this is a crucial race, and everyone's watching it, and we're all hoping that it goes blue. We're hoping that the Democrats win both seats. If they split seats, then Mitch McConnell, he remains in power. So if you have one Republican win and one Democrat win, Mitch McConnell is going to stay in power. And so we really need to focus on this race. I think everyone's hoping that people in Georgia, they turn out to vote. We're already seeing the numbers coming in from the early voters, and it looks good. It's promising. But when it comes down to it, people have to show up. They have to vote. And if it goes blue, then we're looking at another stimulus package. It's very, very likely. If it doesn't go blue, it's going to be tough. Very, very tough. President-elect Joe Biden seems to think that he has that rapport with Mitch McConnell to move forward, even if it doesn't go blue. But it's better if it goes blue. It'll be a lot easier for things to get done. So I want to know what you guys think about this. So in the comment section, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.